Hello and welcome to the end of March, beginning of April Chief Chat. I know I usually do them at the end of the month, but as you can imagine, we've been a little tied up lately. Um, Love to tell you I have a lot of stuff to talk about that's not COVID related, but pretty much everything is COVID related right now. First of all, I'm hoping that you and your families are safe and well and maintaining that status. Along those lines of maintaining that status, let's talk about the directives a bit. There's been a lot of questions about the directives. What can I do? What can I do? Just remember, it's a stay-at-home order. That means stay at home. If you don't need to be out, don't be out. Going out means exceptions for food, for medicine. Taking a vet appointment or something that's critical that you have to leave the house. If not, you're supposed to stay in there. And I know that you're allowed to walk. So make sure that you're doing that, and when you're walking outside, make sure that you're maintaining your social distancing and you're not taking any unnecessary chances. And I know we're all trying to cope with this as best as we can, and I know that we all try to support each other. And along those lines, we're seeing some conversation on Nextdoor and some other sites about doing a virtual Easter egg hunt. That's a great idea, but we need to make sure that we stay inside the directives. So some of the traffic we've seen that is we'll put the giant eggs in the windows and people can drive around and look for them. Well, driving around and looking for Easter eggs is not part of the governor's exception list. So that is a no-no. We cannot drive around the city looking for eggs in windows. That's against the state directive. Now, some of them are also saying, well, we can walk. Well, sure, the walking part is okay. What I'm not saying, I don't expect people to traipse and walk around the entire city looking for Easter eggs. So try to keep it in the communities and in small batches and as part of your normal walk. And while you do, we can't have groups of more than 10 wandering around looking for eggs. And I know it's frustrating. I know it's tough maintaining these distances and these rules, but they're there for a reason. We're trying to flatten the curve. So if you do feel the need that you want to go out and try this, please make sure that we're walking only and maintaining our social distancing and the other rules that the governor's putting forth. Along with Easter eggs goes Easter. So there are some exceptions for churches. They're not very wide and broad, but there are exceptions. Some are allowing vehicles to be parked in a church parking lot, and then you do your services remotely. You don't get out of the vehicle. Do it through Zoom or some other broadcasting app or video sharing. There are some that are doing drive-through. There are some that are allowing small gatherings, no more than 10. 10's that magic number, no more than 10. So you need to check with your churches to find out how they're handling things. Easter is a time of celebration, and we don't want to dampen that and remove the importance of Easter. But we do want to make sure that everybody's safe and abiding by the directives. Along with these directives, you're going to see a difference in the way officers are responding to calls. So we've already gone to the telephone reporting. We've already done some other things that reduces exposure. So the next step as the infection rates in the area climb is to make sure that you're safe and that our officers are safe. So if you see an officer come into a call, they may be in personal protective equipment. That could be a mask and gloves. Depending on the report of an infection in the house, it could be a suit. But they're going to be probably in a minimum of a mask and gloves. So don't let that throw you off. Don't let that scare you. It's just when we're going to have direct contact with the public, we're making sure the officers are protected and vice versa. I know there's a lot of questions. I know there's a lot of worry. The city does have a website link. So if you go to thecityofbowie.org, there's a website for all things COVID related. There are pass downs from the state. There's other different documents that give you helpful information. I will say that this is always a fluid situation. We're not handling things and dealing with things the way we did last week or the week before that because things are changing, things are evolving, and we have to be able to do that as well. And as we talk about being flexible and evolving with things, please remember that we're still haven't hit the peak yet. we're going to be in this kind of posture for a little while. And as frustrated as things are, we're going to come out of it the other side. But we just need to be patient and make sure that we're following these directives. Just from a personal health thing, make sure you try to get some exercise the best you can. Make sure you turn the news off every once in a while. Turn your brain off of COVID. Go watch anything else. Lots of streaming things and things to choose from that don't involve this pandemic. Let us think about it all the time. That's why we're here. Take that break, de-stress yourself, and then come back fresh. Along with our website, we also have a virtual town hall that's going to be happening on Tuesday the 7th at 7:30. There'll be links on the website, information about it. You'll be able to get your questions in if they haven't been answered by the website. Any concerns that you have, I'll be on there as well as the emergency manager, as well as the mayor and council. Everyone's going to be here to hear your thoughts and concerns and try to answer your questions as best we can. Speaking of questions, last month's winner was Bree Robinson. I hope it's Bree, or if it's Bry, I'm sorry. You'll be getting this coin very soon. Make sure we follow good sanitary and cleanliness options and wipe it down when you get it. Not that I'm infected or anything, but we want to be sure we're safe and we're following good guidelines. All right. So I was trying to think about a good trivia question for this year or this month that didn't have anything to do with COVID. It's Star Wars, Tiger King. Tiger King seems to be the big thing at the moment, but all roads seem to lead back here. So the question is a twofold one. First is, what is the minimum safe distance that they are recommending under social distancing between people? And what is the maximum amount of people you can have in one gathering? Maximum amount of people in one gathering. So distance and the maximum amount of gathering is your question for the month. So please send your answers in, and you too can win a fabulous prize. So that's it for now. I'm sure we'll be talking again soon. But until then, please stay safe, stay healthy, and let's all flatten this curve together.